All right, a Friday edition, Mr. Relevant, presented by Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. Alex Strouf hanging out with you from the Gruberl offices, one call That's All studio at the Avenue, beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Joshy DiMaggio is here as well, not in his normal spot. Joshy, I would like you to flip your camera on and say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone out there. This is a unique setup. We got a little CMH football going on. Devastating loss for us out there.
Devastating. Yeah, we were just wrapping up our coverage. Right, we're running a little late today on ESPN. Milwaukee Catholic Memorial loses to Notre Dame, Division III state football championship game. Christian Collins of Notre Dame, 5 touchdowns, over 400 yards rushing for him today on that one. Josh, you look puzzled. Did you screw something up? Do you even know if you could talk?
I'm not going over there, am I?
I don't think so, but everybody's looking at you strangely. Oh, now we've got executive producer. This is the second show in a row that things have gone chaotically wrong right at the start of the program. So on Wednesday, we dubbed it the lost episode because there was an internet outage. So we lost Hunter Tiny Hands, who's at state football today, so he will not be with us today. Now, Joshy's screwing something up in our new setup here in Milwaukee. So good stuff. I want to talk Packers, Niners, obviously a big one coming up on Sunday between those two teams. And it is looking more and more like the 49ers will be without quarterback Brock Purdy, who's dealing with a shoulder injury. Brock Purdy did not practice yesterday. Typically, quarterbacks meet with the media in San Francisco on Wednesdays. Did not meet with the media on Wednesday. No quarterback did. Thursday, they didn't send one out. All they said was it might be Brandon Allen running the show for San Francisco on Sunday in Green Bay. So not ideal for the 49ers, who are at 5-5 on the season and desperately need a win to really make themselves a threat both in the wild card race but also in the AFC West. So all in all, a sticky situation for the San Francisco 49ers. I understand what the issue is now for Joshy, so that's why I stuttered there. I was reading. Doing two things at once, not ideal. Right, Josh? This is good. Joshy, are you having a good day? He gave me a so-so answer with his hand. Okay? Anything I can do to help? Gave me a thumbs down. All right. Thanks, Joshy. Good dynamite drop in there by Josh DiMaggio, who will rejoin us in a few minutes. I think the Packers are going to win on Sunday. I do. Started the week not so confident because it's a hungry Niners team. And we know the Packers' history with the Niners, right? As we always say, the Packers own the Chicago Bears. The San Francisco 49ers own the Packers. Matt LaFleur, 2-4 in his career, obviously. Most of those losses coming in the postseason. They've ended the Packers season 3 of the 5 years Matt LaFleur has been the head coach, including as recently as last season. Kyle Shanahan has Matt LaFleur's number. That is the case here in this rivalry. But Sunday needs to be a different story for a number of reasons, none bigger than Matt LaFleur has the opportunity to be the nail in the coffin of the San Francisco 49ers season. That is a huge part of this for me. That Matt LaFleur needs that signature win here yet this year, right? You kind of view that Houston game right now as the Packers' signature win, but Sunday against the Niners can definitely serve as the signature win for the Packers so far this season. And then obviously you look down the road in a few weeks and you see the Packers are going to be playing against the Detroit Lions in Detroit on a Thursday night. That is your other opportunity for a real signature win for Green Bay yet this season. But all in all, Sunday, you can kind of say, hey, Niners, you might have been a Super Bowl team a year ago, but not no more, right? That is the level of which the Packers could elevate, obviously, their record to 8-3 and put the Niners down to 5-6 and a couple games back of the Cardinals in the West. But also the Packers can remain in the NFC North chase at 8-3. You probably can't lose again. You definitely can't lose to Detroit again if you want to win the NFC North. But you can't rule it out yet. The Packers are still winning football games. The Packers are still at 8-3. And at 9-1, Detroit is damn good, and they are going to be hard to knock off. And you're going to need some help along the way. But this NFC North race is not dead, especially if you win on Sunday. especially if you win on Sunday. It's a big one for that. I have 3 reasons I think the Packers will win, which I will get to in a moment. But first, got to tell you about my friends at Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. Holidays are coming up. Elevate your holiday gathering with Door County Distillery. It's affordable, it's award-winning, and it's local. It is delicious, whether it is the whiskey, the 27-time gold medal award-winning single malt whiskey, their delicious bourbon, the rye whiskey. Maybe it's gins, maybe it's brandies, maybe it's a vodka or a cherry vodka from Door County Distillery made with local Door County cherries. You got to pick it up and you got to elevate your gathering with Door County Distillery. Check out their website, Door County Distillery. Find the retailer closest to you, doorcountydistillery.com. Reason number 1, I think the Green Bay Packers will beat the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday at Lambeau Field. Quarterback battle. I'll take Jordan Love over the Niners backup or Brock Purdy every day of the week. The Packers have a clear advantage at quarterback on Sunday. Even if Brock Purdy plays, he's got a bum shoulder. Jordan Love looked like Jordan Love last week for the first time since week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Sure, he threw another interception that wasn't super pretty, but other than that, Jordan Love was really good. And they kind of gave him, to a point, the Malik Willis treatment, right? More leash than Malik Willis gets, but only had to throw the ball 17 times against Chicago last week. If you utilize Josh Jacobs, it is going to open things up for the passing game and Jordan Love to make throws, several of which he made nice throws to Christian Watson last week. Reason number 1, I believe in the Packers Sunday, the quarterback battle. Give me Jordan Love over whoever starts for San Francisco. Reason number 2, I think the Green Bay Packers will beat the Detroit Lions. They're a one-man band. As good as Christian McCaffrey is, and has looked since returning from his hamstring injury, I don't believe that is enough to beat the Packers. George Kittle will probably have his moments. I'm sure we'll see some Jawan Jennings mixed in. But this game is going to be won or lost by Christian McCaffrey. And I get it. The Packers' run defense has not been stellar this year. They still have very clear holes. But I just believe if you hold Christian McCaffrey to under 120, 130 yards, all purpose, you're going to win this football game. And that's a doable task because that's a big number. If you keep him out of the end zone more than once, you're going to win this game. Christian McCaffrey will be the way the Niners either win or lose this game. And I do think the Packers have a cool opportunity here to show, hey, maybe our defense isn't as stinky as it looked in Chicago. Slowing down McCaffrey. One-man band is reason number 2, I believe, in the Packers. And reason number 3, the final reason, it's a must-win game for Matt LaFleur. And it's a must-win game for a number of reasons for Matt LaFleur. I mentioned it. Shanahan's got him in his pocket so far in his head coaching career. He can say, hey, yeah, we're the team to worry about in the NFC now, right? Detroit, Green Bay, it's a new era. San Francisco, we can forget about you. It's a must-win game for Matt LaFleur to stay alive in the NFC North race, to show Shanahan doesn't completely own him, his old mentor and friend, and to keep jockeying it with that playoff positioning. Look at the losses the Packers have on their schedule. Philadelphia, playoff team. Minnesota, playoff team. Detroit, playoff team. You can't let another playoff hopeful beat you, especially this late in the season, week 12. It's a must-win game for Matt LaFleur. Quarterback battle, one-man band, must-win for LaFleur. Those are my 3 reasons the Packers beat the Niners on Sunday. All of which I think are fair reasons. Now, could you make cases for why the Niners will win? Absolutely. McCaffrey's one of them. But especially if they are without Brock Purdy and Nick Bosa and Trent Williams, which it sounds like they will be without all of them. They've been super beat up all year. I am a Packers believer come Sunday at Lambeau Field. But this is a game that gives me some nerves, right? And I think rightfully so. The Niners are still a good team. They still have a pretty stacked roster despite all the laundry list of injuries I just read to you. They're well coached. They're well disciplined. They have a good defensive scheme, even under a first-year defensive coordinator. This is a really good team on paper. It just hasn't translated that well. They've lost some tight divisional games. And obviously with the injuries that they've been dealing with all year, at 5-5, they're still alive. But Sunday could effectively say, I don't know if San Francisco's going to sneak in. They could still win their division. But this is a game I feel really good about the Packers' chances as the week has rolled on. Monday, I didn't think they were going to win. Wednesday, I flipped my pick, and I'm going to stand by it. The Brock Purdy news, Trent Williams news, Nick Bosa news. They get George Kittle back after missing last week. But if Brandon Allen's throwing George Kittle the football, how effective can he be? I think his prop right now on Underdog is 43.5, higher or lower on Underdog at UnderdogFantasy.com. I don't know if I buy it. Friday, Mr. Relevant, quickie edition. Joshy DiMaggio rejoins us now, I think. Maybe. Joshy, you here?
I'm here, ready to roll.
How did Catholic Memorial wrap up? Good stuff?
Wonderful stuff. Great work from Matt Yeasel and the one and only Mike Podol.
Mike Podol put 6 on my stats. And he said put 6 on my coffee this morning.
What? Because
it was a morning game? He said put 6 on my coffee.
There's only one out there. Best in the biz.
Mike Podol is absolutely world class. We are thrilled to have him as a teammate here at ESPN Milwaukee, doing a great job covering all of our high school sports. He'll be on the call, the Isthmus Bowl, coming up in a couple weeks as well. A Division III bowl game played in the Madison area. So Mike Podol, legend, absolute legend. But Joshy, my 3 reasons I think the Packers will win on Sunday. Quarterback battle, give me Jordan Love over whoever the Niners trot out. Reason number 2, I think the Niners offense is going to be a one-man band on Sunday. So even if McCaffrey goes for 130 and 2 touchdowns, I still believe in the Packers to make up for that. And reason number 3, I view it as a must-win game for Matt LaFleur for an array of reasons we've discussed at length this week. Fair?
I think those are all fair reasons. I don't have the same amount of confidence you do. I think it's fair. We
can't call this a trap game, right?
No, by no means do I think this is a trap game. I think the rhetoric out of Lambeau Field this week has been pretty clear. Like, hey, this is a good team. They still have a lot of talent. Now, if Brock Purdy doesn't play, if Trent Williams doesn't play, and Nick Bosa doesn't
look like it.
Those are their 3 most important players, I would say.
Other than McCaffrey, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about McCaffrey right now. Clearly, replacement level is feasible. We haven't seen the Christian McCaffrey who scored a touchdown every single game and was basically the entire function of their offense. Now, I would be very worried if he turned into that against the Packers because that could make a determination on the outcome of the game. But this is a get your lick back game, and this is a put them where they need to be type of game. Make it so they are fighting and clawing back, and you set yourself ahead of all those other teams. I think they'll have a real hard time if Brandon Allen ends up starting.
Oh, yeah.
As Brock Purdy has not been that good this year or as good as last year. He's certainly not in any MVP conversation. Brandon Allen is like a career journeyman who really knows what you got there. So I would feel very, very confident if we got the 90 minutes before kickoff notification that Brock Purdy isn't playing. Then I would go from this is a coin flip game to the Packers have no excuse not to beat this team.
I'm totally with you. And I just, especially if Purdy doesn't play, it makes it that much more of a must-win in my mind. And I imagine that's the way LaFleur's setting it up, right? I mean, for NFC North reasons, for playoff implications, for seeding implications, for, hey, my old mentor doesn't completely own me reasons. It's a huge game. And I like I said, I think that has to be the messaging this week for Matt LaFleur. Maybe not that last part, but the rest of it. The Packers haven't looked like the Super Bowl team maybe we've expected. The record is good. 7-3 is good. You're not sneezing at that. But you still need one of those wins where you go, oh, okay, that's the team that we've expected. That's the team.
I mean, we have champagne problems right now. We have a winning team, a team that...
But it hasn't been good enough.
That seems like they are almost a certainty for the playoffs at this point. Obviously, those odds ever increase with a win against San Francisco. They improve even more, up to all the way to 90%, which... short of Jordan Love suffering an injury, knock on wood here. It's hard to imagine, hard to envision. The thing that's happening is we are low on the Packers team because of the result we just saw with the Bears. The win wasn't good enough. What I can tell you is Las Vegas is not low on the Packers. They haven't really changed what they've thought about the Packers. Now, the market has been wrong. I've taken advantage of the market being wrong many times on certain teams that were way better or way worse than Vegas thought, and the result ends up being there. Maybe that changes over the next 4 games, but Vegas is holding steady. They believe this is a good football team, and I generally default to them. When I'm feeling down and low and they have Packers as a top 6, 7 team, that's all you can ask for. Obviously, we would love to be a 9-1 team, an 8-2 team, but that's just not every team is that every year, and not every year do those teams end up winning the Super Bowl. The team with the best record, obviously it is a good signal, a good sign, but that doesn't guarantee you jack. So I'm trying to ride the line between being too discouraged by one singular result and having some hope and some. I got after Ben Brust about this when we did the Scales and Brust reunion.
Yeah,
have some conviction. If you believe, you believe. If you don't believe, that's fine. You can totally not believe, but you have to tell yourself a story about what this Packers team is. And I'm choosing that I think there are still better days ahead this season for this version of the Packers team. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I feel good saying, they're a Super Bowl winning team, but there's no reason they can't be in an NFC championship game. They don't look like it now, but you got a lot of time until then.
But you're right about that. And the other part is, let's keep in mind what Matt LaFleur has typically been. His teams have played their best football in December. I mean, he is unbelievable in the month of December. I think he's lost twice as a head coach in his 5 years in the month of December.
Sounds right.
It might only be once, to be honest. I mean, he is unreal in the month of December.
Wasn't one of those losses like the Lions game where it was no? So there is 2 because there's 2 Lions games in history. No, maybe it was the Vikings. What was the game where the Packers went out there and played for like a quarter, the starters?
Oh, yeah, but that was January, Joshy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I'm thinking the end of the season scenarios. Obviously,
right.
we remember.
So week 18, that's January.
Yes.
Here you go. Matt LaFleur led the Packers to 16 consecutive wins in the month of December from 2019 to 2023, the longest winning streak during the month in NFL history by a head coach. It had previously, or it is 18 by the San Diego Cowboys.
Or is it still going?
2020, 22-4 in December and January regular seasons. 22-4.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
What is that? Why is that?
Why is what? I'm sorry. Why is he so good in December and January? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, the good news is it's what every football coach said. It's the oldest cliche, right? We don't want to be playing our best football in September. Right. We want to be playing our best football in December. He is living proof of that. Now, especially the last few years, and hopefully you can see it again this year, they've relied on young players, right?
Yep.
Rookies have been impact players for them, especially the last 3 years, right? The last year of Rodgers and now the last 2 years of Love. They've been really young at the skill positions, specifically wide receiver. So naturally, those guys are going to get better for more reps and more opportunities and more games. Are you really locked into the high school football game going on above you? Because you're on camera and you keep looking up.
Yeah, I mean, touchdowns are getting scored.
Who do we got playing in D2? Our boy Hunter Vaughn is on the call this game on ESPN Madison.
Slinger and Rice Lake. Do you know which colors those teams are? Because the yellow one just scored against the red one. And
that would be Rice Lake over Slinger. Yeah, Slinger's red.
Wow.
And Rice Lake is blue and yellow, I believe.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. Quick lead.
So Rice Lake 7-0 first quarter?
They're going for 2.
Oh, 8-0.
Yeah, I don't want to do play-by-play, step on our guy's toes, but...
Well, it's our guy is Hunter Vaughn, so I think he'll allow it.
8-0.
8-0, they converted it. Nicely done by Rice Lake. I bet Hunter Vaughn and the Dean Dennis are having a blast. That's great. Josh, you ever been to Friendsgiving?
Yes, unfortunately.
Why unfortunately?
I see my friends the perfect amount I want to see them. I don't like excuses to get together or a prompt to get together. I don't like themed parties.
Okay.
I don't like, if we want to hang out, we can hang out. That's just how I operate. So like the fact that we have to do an additional thing on top of. I mean, the holidays are nuts for everyone. We're hosting our first Thanksgiving and our first Christmas, and add to that a Friendsgiving this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
When's Friendsgiving?
I believe it is 2 days after Thanksgiving.
So it is next Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. Today is my in-between days of back-to-back Friendsgivings.
Yeah, you can't.
I've done one Friendsgiving ever when I was in college. I made the turkey that year. And by the way, best turkey I've ever had.
Oh, here we go.
Best turkey I've ever had. It's the only time I've ever made a turkey.
I'm going to need that sourced.
I can reach out to my sources. and I don't know if other people felt that way, but it was the best turkey I ever had.
Did you make it like a Cajun bird, or did you just...
Cajun.
That's a good move.
I seasoned the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And it was really, really good. Why
do our parents never season the turkey right?
So I'm going to try to say something without being controversial.
We're all white?
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, it's a white person problem.
Yeah.
We don't know how to season food.
No.
Now, I don't think I fall into that category because I think I probably over-season.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, all my food.
I am fighting against that stereotype. But all throughout my life, turkey was what?
Bland as hell.
I don't want this.
But
Give me the mac and cheese.
So the good news is, so last night I had a Friendsgiving. I'm feeling
Thursday night for Friendsgiving.
Yeah, it was a bold move specifically because it was all people from our office. Everybody's moving slow today, Joshy. I mean, you were upstairs for a while. I bet 33% of our office is hungover today.
Gonna be honest with you. Can't tell a difference. Generally slow moving office.
Take your shots, Josh. You had a boy. Take your shots. I like it. You're proud of that one.
Yeah, got him.
Yeah, you did.
I just burned a third of the office.
Yeah, you
with one
did.
sentence.
You did. Well, I fall into that category, and that was pretty. That was pretty low for me, right? For your typical roast of me,
yes.
that was low grade. So.
Yeah, that's. Depending on who is there, that might be the first thing I've ever said directed at some of those people.
I bet that's accurate. I mean, I don't know how often you're talking to our IT department. So
the IT department was there?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You didn't get an invite, did you?
Whose was it? Was it?
It was Maddie Hayes, our social media extraordinaire, who's been on the show. Oh, you
said
are.
Thanks, but no thanks.
You would have enjoyed it.
Here's another thing, and this is nothing about you guys. Wouldn't have enjoyed it.
All right. I appreciate the honesty. Let me just put it this way. I smoked a cigarette for the first time in months last night.
Now you're talking my language. If I'd have known there'd been heaters going around.
Serbian cigarette.
Whoa.
So it was thin. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Put enough.
Look, I'm not a cigarette smoker, but
put enough Door counties in me, and
that's what I'm saying.
I'm looking for a heater.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And that's what happened for me. Had a nice 1 a.m. Uber ride home, and
I mean, I was in bed for 5 hours by the time
we were just arriving when you went to bed. People got there at 8:30.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was a late one. So anyway,
how many people were in attendance?
I'd say about 25.
That's too many.
In an apartment, it was a choice, but actually it worked out better than I expected.
25 people.
Maddie luckily has a big living room, so we were able to fit in sardines quite a bit. A couple of lawn chairs placed around,
I don't like 25 people in the world, let alone in this office.
Do you like me?
Yeah, I like you.
Okay, I like you as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying that.
I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't.
True. It's not like we're paying you bonko dollars to do this show.
No.
Okay. Well,
it's because I like spending time and talking a little sports with you.
A little smack, a little sports, right? That's what we do around here. Yeah. So tomorrow's Friendsgiving is the ladies' best friends.
Oh, that one's tougher.
So here's the thing. I need to be careful with my words here.
Yes, please choose carefully. Because I'll probably walk upstairs and have to see her too, and I don't want to get that.
Yeah, but the nice part is she does listen to the show, but she doesn't listen until the day after. And tomorrow's Saturday, and we've got Friendsgiving early. So I'm guessing she's probably not going to listen.
This might be a Sunday problem.
Yes, correct. But Friendsgiving will be in the books by then. It's over and done with. All right, here we go. My girlfriend doesn't cook. Okay, that's where we start. I am the chef of the relationship. This is her Friendsgiving. Now, I'm happy to come. Happy to be the what do they call it? The hip piece, shoulder piece. What do they call
Arm candy.
Arm candy, thank you. I'm happy to be the arm candy that I am, right?
Peace. Talking about weapons, concealed carry? What is this?
I'm happy to be the arm candy. But I don't want to cook for this.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is, I don't know what we're supposed to bring. And this thing starts in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
So is this going to be my problem to figure out?
So
now I could do the adult solution and literally shoot her a text and ask.
Yes.
But I'd rather ask you first.
So the way I would approach this, and I'm surprised this hasn't been determined. I don't know how Maddie's Friendsgiving went, but when they
Much smoother in this process.
usually, though, what's being made is divvied out well ahead of time. So if people are bringing stuff, people have already
I have breaking news. I'm cutting you off.
Whoa.
Just as this is being discussed,
no.
in a group chat of everybody attending Friendsgiving, my girlfriend just texted what we're bringing.
What is it?
Stuffing.
You got a good stuffing recipe?
Yeah, it's called Stovetop. You make 4 boxes of it, and then you put it in a crock pot. That's what I did last night. It was a hit. I could have gotten away by saying it was homemade. Everybody loved it. The host is sitting right here, Maddie, doing her job, her social work. Shake your head yes, please. Everybody loved it.
A true stuffing head would know if it's Stouffer's or not.
A true stuffing head?
Yeah.
Are you a true stuffing head, Joshy? Hold on. Hold on. Slow down. We don't need you going over the air. We good?
We're good now.
All right, go ahead.
The thing is that he lied to me about the stuffing.
Yeah, he said it's homemade.
He told me it was homemade.
So
And
then
I
you
go,
were just being nice.
well, I go, well, before, because yesterday he calls me and goes, hey, I just bought all the ingredients to make homemade stuffing.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, how are you making homemade stuffing?
Oh, and I go, I hammed it up here, Joshy. I go, this is after I made 4 boxes of stuffing and put it in a crock pot.
First of all, he goes, I just made it. And I'm like, how'd you make it? He's like, just put it all together.
So you've never seen somebody make their own stuffing before?
Who are you talking to?
You.
No, I have. So I said to Maddie, I go, yeah, you should have seen me in here. I was chopping up celery. I was chopping up mushrooms. I had the bread crumbs good to go.
Yeah.
Mushrooms go. You either do meat or mushrooms, essentially, and stuffing.
That is, we prefer meat around
We
here.
prefer meat, but I said mushrooms.
What? I've never put, I don't think
Vegetarian
I've ever put
option.
meat in stuffing either.
So what do you put in stuffing?
Like I use
Have you never seen anybody make stuffing?
my mom.
And what does your mom put in stuffing?
I mean, it's the stuff you said, the celery and carrots and garlic.
Where do you think the chicken taste typically comes from? Or the
Well,
poultry
we use
taste?
the juices
Chicken broth?
we use the juices from the turkey.
Yeah.
And put that in. Oh, so you're saying like a vegetable broth. And I thought you were like, well, I'm not chopping up chicken or turkey to put in it.
No, but it's common for little pieces to be put in. Like some people, the best stuffing I've ever had.
Yeah.
Hold on to your seats.
Here we go.
Well, here we go.
I'm hanging on.
Had chicken liver pieces in it.
Oh, I like chicken liver.
What about people calling it dressing?
Well, those are different.
I know like technically there's difference,
It
but
does
in
get
the
used
year of
interchangeably.
2024, there's no difference.
In the year of 2024,
like
there's
if
no
you're talking
difference.
about 1950s, yeah, there was a difference.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
All right, thanks for having me.
So
on,
you're
guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
what I would suggest here for you
Yeah.
is if you don't have a stuffing recipe, what you should do is look up a way to gussy up the stovetop. So
Gussy up.
Add a little something to it to make it a twist.
So what I did here is I made the 4 boxes as directed, right?
Yes,
So half
yeah.
a stick of butter and water.
Right from the side panel of the
Yeah,
box.
correct.
Yes.
Yep. So, but I made 4 boxes and I put it in a crock pot because I made it Wednesday night to bring Thursday night.
Yes.
So I put it in a crock pot, put the crock pot in the fridge. Then yesterday, obviously, warmed it up in the crock pot. But I added at the bottom of the crock pot another half stick of butter melted with chicken broth, and then I topped it with chicken broth so it stayed like fresh and
Stayed M word.
moist. Yeah. Is that the M word?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, we got to get to some underdog picks. We got to get to what you learned in today's abbreviated version of Mr. Irrelevant. Got to tell you about my friends over at Underdog, man. It elevates the game watching experience. College basketball, NBA, NFL, college football, NHL, MMA, tennis, FIFA. You can bet on video games. Everything you can do on the Underdog app. All you do, it's very easy. You look at projections for player stats. You click higher or lower on projections for player stats. You can go anywhere between 2 projections all the way up to 8. If you go all the way up to 8, you can run up to 1,000 times your money. You can turn $1 into $1,000 on Underdog. Sign up using promo code Good Karma, GOODKARMA, Good Karma at sign up. You can get a 50% deposit match. So you put in $100, you get an extra 50 to play with. Put in $200, you get an extra 100 to play with on Underdog. You also get a free picket sign up using promo code GoodKarma. Elevate your game watching experience with Underdog. Looking at Packers-Niners coming up on Sunday. A couple picks I like. I love a Josh Jacobs touchdown coming on Sunday. I like Jawan Jennings higher than 52.5 receiving yards. And I like my guy, Jordan Love. He has a rushing number that I really like. Higher than 8.5 rushing yards. That wins you 5.5 times your money. $10 turns into 55 if all three of those hit on the Underdog app. I've got mine submitted. What are you waiting for? Underdog, UnderdogFantasy.com. Use good karma at sign up. Joshy, anything you liking this weekend?
I love Tucker Kraft touchdown.
Why?
I think Tucker Kraft.
He's due?
Not so much he's due. I think Matt LaFleur recognized, in the same way he recognized last week with Christian Watson, hey, we've got this guy and we really haven't used him. And when he's playing well, he helps us. Last week, Tucker Kraft had one target that ended in interception, and then we never saw Tucker Kraft even targeted again. Mm-hmm. I think a guy of his stature is just simply too good for them not to have plays for him. And the additional part is, I think the cure to their red zone ails, they improved from 29th to 27th recently in red zone. I think it's Tucker Kraft.
Okay.
A guy with size and strength that you can get open, and even if you need to use him a little bit in space, break a tackle, I'm going to pick Tucker Kraft breaking a DB's tackle over probably anybody else on earth right now.
Yeah. I'd certainly
him and Derrick Henry.
And Christian Collins of Notre Dame Academy in Green Bay.
Woo!
400 plus yards, 5 touchdowns. That stake. I can't get over that. That's crazy. That was a fun watch prior to jumping on here. Okay, Tucker Kraft touchdown is Joshy's lock of the weekend. Lock does not mean immortal lock. Lock does not mean it is guaranteed to hit.
It means I've entered it already.
It means Joshy's using it quite a bit this weekend is what Joshy's lock of the week means on Underdog.
I got a real fun one here that I already dialed up.
Yeah, hit me.
Ready to bear with me here for a second?
Hopefully.
These are all touchdowns.
Yep.
Kelsey, Kittle, A.J. Brown, Trey McBride, Nico Collins, Jordan Addison, Terry McLaurin. That is, if you flex it, 250x.
One more time. All touchdowns.
All touchdowns. Travis Kelsey, George Kittle, A.J. Brown, Trey McBride, Nico Collins, Jordan Addison, and Terry McLaurin.
I think I love it.
Just to let the people know, I have now gone 3 times where I have gotten 7 of the 8. When it's these touchdown, I do these every single week. I piece them together. I find ones I like.
And you don't do the 7 out of 8 would pay, 6 out of 8 would pay option. You only
the
go
flex. Yeah,
the flex.
These all. I'm saying the 250x is waiting for me. I've hit the 20x multiple times.
Okay.
Now.
So what do you enter? A buck or two?
I used to put $5.
Okay.
$5, throw it on there. Just because, like this one, I did $11 just because that was what I had left in the
250x is what, $12.50 you would win on $5?
Yeah, $27.50 on an $11 entry.
Oh, you cranked it up this week.
Uh-huh.
Joshy.
What? It's got to happen.
I hope so. I like this one.
Yes.
We need points this weekend. Let's get some points on the board this week in NFL teams. All right, time now. You learn something new every day. I learned something new today, and Joshy, I need you to bear with me.
Oh, boy.
So we all know our guy, Benny Brust. We love and adore him. Kyle Brust and Norman, I produce the show every day. You used to produce his old show, Scalzone Brust. Friend of both of ours, former Wisconsin Badger. Comes into the office this morning smiling ear to ear. I go, what's going on?
Just to stop you for a second. Benny walking to you with a smile is one of the things I hated the most.
Why?
It happens all the time. It's just he's doing something or he's sneaking something by someone.
Yeah.
He's worked an angle to his benefit. That's generally what the Benny grin is.
Typically what it is. I don't think this time, though.
Wow.
Actually, not in relation to me, but I think overall, yes.
I was going to say.
Yeah, overall, yes.
Is it an angle and you just aren't aware of the angle?
So I'm going to throw this back for I'm going to try to make it consumable, obviously, for everybody. But if you listen to Scalzone Brust, you will know what I'm referencing. Benny still plays hoops. Former Wisconsin Badger, obviously, played in the Final Four. Still plays in a men's league. Joshy.
No.
Yeah, he still plays in a men's league.
I know where this is going.
One of the people that played in this men's league for the last few years is now a superstar freshman at Duke University.
Yes.
Con Knippel.
Yes.
who went to Wisconsin Lutheran, was the player that Mr. Basketball in the state last year, won a state championship, right? We know all this. Con Knippel now playing at Duke. Number 12 Duke takes on number 17 Arizona tonight at 9:30 p.m. on ESPN2. Benny walked over to me with a grin on his face after he hopped off the phone with the sideline reporter for the game on ESPN2 tonight, Myron Medcalf. Myron Medcalf called Ben Bruss this morning to talk about Con Knippel.
To get info on Con.
So what that means is when you watch Arizona Duke tonight at 9:30 p.m. on ESPN2, you may hear the name Ben Bruss mentioned on the broadcast by Myron Medcalf. And Benny was really excited about it. And he said, hey, as the producer of Kyle Burst and Nortman, can you keep an ear on this and pull any audio if my name is mentioned on the broadcast tonight? So I learned that Ben Bruss thinks he's more of a big shot than he actually is.
Did you tell him to go bleep himself?
Politely. But the thing is, Joshy, I'm going to watch this game. Because I've watched Duke like 3 times. This will be the 4th time I've watched Duke this year.
Well, you should
watched Arizona last week.
Your damn self.
Oh, and he will.
It's a Friday night.
Yeah, I'm keeping it easy tonight. I told you I'm feeling rough.
I got new glasses. I'm getting them right after this program.
That's what you learned, is that you got new glasses?
First time in 10 years.
Happy for you, brother. 10 years?
Yeah.
The glasses you're currently wearing, you've had for 10 years?
Correct. They're broken now because of the puppy at home. A little roughhouse jumped on my face. Broke.
It's been 10 years. I had a pair of glasses for about 4 years that finally broke last year. And now I've bought 3 pairs since.
I'm a little less of a buffoon than you.
Won't argue with that. All right, we're back with you Monday beginning at 12:30. Tiny Hands will rejoin us Monday as long as the internet works. Joshy will be here on Monday.
8-8 Slinger, Rice Lake.
Oh, they tied it up. Good stuff. High school football championships all weekend. Love it. Or actually, the rest of today. Not all weekend. It's over.
End of the night.
Yeah, it's just today. We've only got one game left after Rice Lake Slinger. Bayport and Muskego, Division 1. Gabe Neitzel on the call.
Let's go Bayport.
ESPN Madison. I agree.
Jesse Nelson doesn't deserve good things.
I agree. All right. Well, we're back with you Monday beginning at 12:30.
Did Maddie just say, oh, when I said something so mean?
I think so. Yeah. We'll recap Niners, Packers. We'll recap Badgers, Nebraska. And we will continue to preview Thanksgiving. Dolphins. Only 2 shows next week, Monday, Wednesday. I'm off Friday. I might get you a little quickie reaction on the podcast feed, though. So if you're not subscribed, Mr. Relevant, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We will talk to you Monday, beginning at 12:30. We will talk to you Sunday on Green Bay Game Day. This has been Mr. Relevant, presented by Dorgani Distillery.